Guys made the time change. I noticed fewer people this week because of the time change. So anyways, hey, good morning. I'm Neil. Welcome to everyone to today's meditation. Is there anyone here for the first time today? Okay, we got 2 people. Awesome. Welcome. Glad you're here. So we just have a few announcements before we get started of things that are happening this week. If you haven't already silenced your phones, please do so at this time and put your phones away so you can be fully present for the talk and meditation. And if you must use your phone, please do so out in the meditation hall. So this week we invite you to join us for our weekly Tuesday events with a Medicine Buddha practice at 6 p.m. and then our public talk at 7 p.m. This week, our Tuesday evening talk will be with Geshe Phende, and he'll speak about the 37 practices of Bodhisattva. And this is part 7 of a series that he's doing. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., the Drepung Loseling monks conduct evening prayers for His Holiness the Dalai Lama's long life and other teachers. On Thursdays at 4:30 p.m., the Loseling monks conduct the Protector Puja for smooth journeys, success of interviews, medical treatments, and new businesses. And then our popular 5-class foundation series continues on March 14th with Vipassana meditation, cultivating personal insight into our inner world of thoughts, reactions, and emotions. This is a 1-day retreat via Zoom and focuses on special insight meditation for gaining insight into one's body, sensations, mind, and mental processes through the application of skillful mindfulness. This series is a prereq for the intermediate series and other retreats that are happening later this year. And you can also just do this as a one, you can either do the full series or just do this class by itself. And you can find out about it on the website. Today, you can also join the Drepung Loseling monks of their Mystical Arts of Tibet tour that is ending today at the Quang Minh Temple, one of Atlanta's oldest Buddhist temples in historic Grant Park, for the closing ceremony of a mandala sand painting. And that closing ceremony starts at 1 p.m. today. As a reminder, please don't park on the grass behind the driveway, back in the behind. If the lot is full, there's overflow parking. It can be found off of Skyland Drive at the John Lewis Elementary School, outside the school operating hours. So you can access the school via Skyland Drive and then walk through back this way through the site. So information on all these events can be found in the lobby, by the front door, and on our website at drepung.org. If anyone's interested in volunteer opportunities or to get more involved in supporting our center and programs, please see anyone with a name tag or Michael Duffel, who's also here today. He's our volunteer coordinator. If you are interested in becoming a member to support our ongoing programs and take advantage of benefits like discounts on courses, retreats, our library, applications are available in the library, and you can also register online. There's a donation box near the entrance of this room. Your generous support helps us to continue to offer programs and services like this to our Atlanta community and to those around the world on our online platforms. Okay, so now please stand as we invite our guest teacher, or actually not our guest teacher, Geshe Phende, to come in for today's meditation.
Okay, now today we'll do very simple, basic meditation. So as a meditator, it's important to know how to meditate and what is the purpose of meditation and how should you use your meditation on day-to-day life. I think these three are very important. So one of the purpose of meditation is to change oneself from negative to positive, right? So change oneself from negative to positive, what that means? That means we need to change our behave better. In order to change better behave, we need to change our mind, because those behaves, the violent behaves, comes from our negative minds, negative emotions, mental afflictions. So when you change those negative thoughts and emotions, it helps to change your behave. It helps to change your lifestyle completely. So it's not only benefit to oneself, it's also benefit to your family members. It's also benefit to the society. So that's why as a meditator, we should always think, I'm meditating here to change my negative minds, negative thoughts, my behaves, and through that, it changed my life from painful life to the happy life. So the happy life, it doesn't mean, oh, just meditate, become happy. If they go that way, maybe they made something wrong there. It is not that way. So the happy life means first why you suffer, right? What are the causes of sufferings? So the external condition there, there's the internal causes there, right? So the external condition, some of them you can fix it. Most of those external condition, it's out of your control. You cannot do things. But internal causes, you have full power to change them. So when you change internal causes, even external condition, not that much change, result definitely change. So that is why instead of try to work only in the external things, why not you should try to change from internal side, which is 100% guarantee you can able to change that. So in order to change these things, first you have to understanding, all those major the problem which we have, mainly our mental issues, right? Stress or anxiety, fear, worry, depressions, loneliness, all kinds of mental pains and sufferings, today we have. And those are not just the external condition arises, you feel that. There's a hidden causes down in your mind, maybe too much attachments, which creates you different types of the expectation, and not achieving those expectations. That's why you may have fear, worry, frustrating, or too much jealousy, too much anger you have, too much selfish, too much greed. So there are a number of destructive emotions down there which creating this mental pains. So it is very important each of us need to understand that first. 100% you understand, oh yes, I have this expectation, I have this kind of attachment, I have this kind of craving. That's why I have so much fear now. I have so much worry now. So that kind of relationship between your mental pain and your mental afflictions. So knowing that helps your meditation becoming more powerful, more effective. So it goes to the right path, in your meditation. Therefore, it is important to know a little bit psychologies, how the minds work, how your emotions work, how your day-to-day life, the thoughts arising, the mind, what you're thinking, what you're craving, how much its effect to your feeling. When you learn this, and you just research yourself, you just investigate, many things you learn, many things you understand. And when you know better, you have a better solution and how to fix it. So therefore, it is important to, as a meditator, it's important to understanding the psychologies and how your emotions work. It's really powerful. So through that understanding now, what are the solutions to change my anger, to change my selfish, to change my jealousy, my arrogance, right? My attachment, my greeds. So we have like piles and piles of destructive emotions, mental afflictions, negative thoughts, so many. And some of them really, really strong, very deep in there. So these strong, heavy, negative thoughts constantly bothers to one person. Every day, these thoughts brings you mental destruction, disturbs you constantly, reminding you, constantly disturbs you. So therefore, we need to reduce them first, and slowly, slowly, completely eliminate them. It is possible to completely eliminate your anger, your selfish, your jealousy, your destructive emotions. These destructive emotions are what you call, according to the Buddhist psychology, we call the poison. These are the poison minds who really hurts you, harms you. So it's separable, it's changeable. According to the Buddhist belief, the nature of human mind is very pure. It's clean. Destructive emotions are the temporary. It's just polluted there. Nature of sky is very pure. The clouds are the temporary. When the clouds come, then they bring the rain and thunders and all kinds of things. Same, when this destructive emotion arises, then they brings all kinds of mental issues, problems. But it is curable, changeable. So how should we change them? How should I change my anger, my hatreds? Right? It's through mental exercise. It's part of the mind, right? Your destructive emotions are part of your emotion, a part of your mind. It's not physical form, right? It's invisible things. So in order to live mental healthy, you need to exercise your mind. Same like in order to live physical healthy, we exercise physically, right? Exactly same way. So that mental exercise, which called meditation, right? It's simple. It's exercising your mind. So the being a meditator doesn't mean you have to belong to this religion or this faith or this belief. You don't need to belong to anything. You are not believer or believer, atheist, doesn't matter. As a meditator, everybody has same power, same potential to change your anger, to change your destructive emotion. We all have same potential. Even from the Buddhist perspective, believe every sentient being has Buddha nature. Means every being has possible, to clean their mental afflictions. So it is just temporary there. We need to clean them. That's why meditation is about. So sometimes it's just temporary. I'm very stressed, I meditate, or it's release my stress. These are very temporary. We are looking temporary benefit. When you look at the long-term benefit, temporary, you don't need to think. It comes naturally. You don't need to put effort there. When you really change your anger, your greed, your jealousy, your selfish, when this emotion changes, even it's just reducing them, even just suppress them, many mental pain and suffering which we have definitely change. Definitely. So that's why meditation, we're doing this. It's because of that reason. Right? So now meditation has hundreds different types of the meditation, because our destructive emotion has hundreds different of destructive emotion. To deal with each of them have different types. When you go to the gym, there are lots of different way of exercise, right? For the back, for the shoulder, for the knee, blah, blah, blah. So all kind of different, exactly same. Meditation also have different type of mental exercise. So all of these meditation, when you do, first there's called the basic, the foundation, ground. We need to do first that one. So based on that ground, then different meditation you apply, different knowledge, different philosophy. When you're understanding better your emotion, dealing with your emotion, you have a different types of the meditation. The variety meditation really comes. But the basic is the same thing. Like a basic, we go to the elementary school, right? It's just like that, the basic. So that's today we're going to do that meditation called basic meditation. What does that mean? It's the basic meditation is we just disciplines our mind. That's called the disciplined mind. Right now, our mind is not disciplined. Right? You just sit there, even within the few seconds, your mind jumps everywhere. Right? Called the monkey mind. It's jumping everywhere. Or it sits there, but it's not clear, not awareness. It's sleepy, dull, laxity, not functioning, not active. So either when they become active, they jump everywhere. When they try to put it down there, sit there, then they sleep. So they cannot sit in the one object with fully aware, active with remain one. That in ordinary people will not have that. So right, that's called wild. The mind is wild. So we discipline, which means remain on the one objects, not just remain there, but when you're remaining there, you're fully active, fully aware, right? Remain one object with fully aware. That type of, the mind that we learn, that's called the basic meditation. We learn how to sit on one object with fully active, remain there, right? That's called stability and clarity. There are two features, two qualities as a meditation. So we need to improve. When you say, I focus my meditation to improve, what you improve? Stability and the clarity, right? Stable on one object with fully clear mind, right? It's not dull, clarity. So these are the two other quality. So how should we improve that? How should we do? Just remain on one object with the clear. The two features we use called mindfulness and alertness or introspection, right? Vigilance. So these are the two features. Mindfulness, the main thing. So you just be mindful on the object of meditation, whatever object you choose, either breath or anything. You should fully mindful, right? That's called, you should aware your object of your meditation, and alertness or the vigilance, which means always monitor. During when your mind is remain on the object, you have to investigate, you have to monitor, because their little thoughts comes constantly, and that will take your mind, right? So that's why alertness or the introspection, it's monitoring. As soon as when your thoughts, either little thought, any destructive thought arises, you recognize. You're cognizing that. When your cognizing thought comes, just cognize that, tremendous helps you to stop these things. You don't need to stop them. Certain thought, when you try to stop it, it becomes more aggressive. Certain thought, it can stop. But the certain thought is not stopped. When you try to stop them, it becomes more aggressive. So what should you do? Means when these thoughts come, you recognize them. Don't need to stop. Your mind, it just focus on the breath. Just tell them, go back on your breath. So you should be aware on the breath. Thought comes, slowly it melted down. It comes and goes. You don't need to stop them. It comes in itself when you are fully aware on your object of meditation. That's why we need to learn skillful how to deal with these aggressive thoughts. If you are not strong enough, when you try to stop them, it becomes much stronger and take over you. So rather you just leave it there, just bring your mind back on your breath. Right? Just remain on the breaths. So that thoughts slowly, it just melted down. Right? That's how we should do it. So when you doing these things, there are two main obstacles. What I mentioned earlier, monkey mind, is called mental excitement. One is called the mental sinking, the dullness, laxity mind. These are the two obstacles. General, all your thoughts are obstacles, but specific these two, monkey mind or mental excitement and mental sinking, or laxity mind, or sometimes they use dullness, right? The mind. These two are the dullness makes your mind dull, right? Not active. Monkey mind obstruct to your stability. It blocks your stability part of your mind. So that's why these two obstacles, we need to get rid of them. So during the meditation, monkey mind is quite easier to understand. Dullness, mental thinking, sometimes it's not easy. It's there, but you may still don't know that. Sometimes your mind is just there, but it's not that much active, not strong, like inner strength. The lack of intensity inside the mind. That's the symptom of mental sinking. So you have to build inner, kind of the strength, intensity, but at the same time, just remain on the object. So it's a very clear vividness with intensity, but just sit on one object. That's how we should learn that. That's the basic meditations, main kind of the training or main point, are these are the things we need to know that. So then, when you quite familiar with this basic meditation, then slowly you can tame your mind. You can put your mind where you want it. Right now, mind is too powerful. It takes over you, right? Instead of you control them, they controls you, right? Majority people. Mind is the one who controlling us, who taking over us. So these meditation, when you do constantly, eventually your mind will listen. It's tamed like a wild elephant. You tamed it eventually that even the little guy can control the huge big elephant. I think they tamed it. Same like we can able to tame our mind. Then where you want to keep your mind, mind will remain there. Mind will follow that. That's really change your life. Day to day, your behaviors, everything will be changed. So that's the simple, basic meditation today we're going to do. So now, how should we do this meditation, right? So there are so many different ways. One of the very, very beginners, I used to teach number, like count your number. As a Buddhist, we usually reciting the mantra called the mental recitation, the mantra. Mental recitation, which means we are not making a sound. Mentally, we're reciting the mantra, right? So similarly, mental recitation, the number, the counting the number, right? So we'll start, first we'll say, okay, for instance, 15. When I say 15th, each second you need to count mentally, not use the sound. Mentally go backward, 14, 13, 12, right? All the way to the 0, right? You have to go all the way back to the 0. So that's mental recitation. At least during the 15 seconds, your mind is fully on the number, because the backward is a little bit difficult. You have to concentrate, right? Forward is you don't need to think, it just comes, right? Without thinking. Backward, you have to think the number. So it helps to keep your mind at least 15 seconds. I think only my numbers, right? Then after 20, from 20, you go back all the way to 25 to all the way 0, right? That's few times we'll go in the number. Just think about the number to count backward. And that time, your mind should be fully on that. More difficult part is if you go backward the alphabet, then it's difficult. I cannot go that way. I'm not sure you guys can do it. Z, Y, X, then go back all the way, right? It's more difficult. But the number is, of course, compared with that, much easier. So at least the backward you count it. Then after few times when you finish that number, then I will guide the meditation on your body. When I say focus on your head, you just look in your head. Look means not your eye looking there, right? It's all about the mental consciousness. Meditation is the mental training. When we talk about the mind, general, we are two. Physical sense consciousness and mental consciousness, right? Two. Sense consciousness, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. These are the sense. But these are not big deal. These are nothing to do with the meditation. Meditation is mental consciousness, mainly because negative thoughts, negative emotions, mental afflictions are part of mental consciousness, not sensory. That's why meditations need to be mental. So when I say focus on your head, upper part of your head, your mind, your mental consciousness, just look on your head, right? Be aware. Then I say back part of your head, your face, just look on these, each part of your body. It just helps to keep your mind disciplined. Just sit there. Don't go here, don't jump here, don't jump there. So little, you go that, then eventually whole part of your body from head to toes, right? Just general part of your body. Your mind is fully on this part of the body. Then during this, when you sit that way, you're feeling sensation, right? Certain part of your body, may you have pain, some, tickling or whatever you have, right? Just aware that feeling. So now you stop to concentrate on the physical part of the body. Now your mind is focused on your sensation, what you feel, right? Just focus on this feeling for few seconds, few minutes. So these, after you got little familiar with these things, then we go to the breathing meditation. Then you focus on your breath. Breathing, focus breath, which means when you inhale, you should just aware you are inhaling. That's all. There's nothing to do anything. You say, oh, I'm inhaling now. When you exhale, you say, I'm exhaling now. So your mind is just present. Moment of your breath, in, out, in, out. You are fully aware that for a few minutes. Learn that, right? So when you do these things, eventually your minds become much more calmer, right? Then when your mind is more calm, you can see more clear in your mind. Then when you look at your mind, if some of you may have depression, anxiety, or fear, or worry, right? Loneliness, any mental pain, maybe before you do not want to see them. When these things arises, makes you fear, so to overcome that, you may go to the exercise, you just try to avoid it. Don't aware that. But you avoid it, finally you have to go back to your bed. You have to sleep. Then these things comes again back, then cannot sleep well. Right? Sometimes it can create that. So whenever you sit quietly, these things comes, bothers you. So you try to make busy. Then sometime cannot do, you cannot run every time, then only the simple way is drink and drunk. Right? That's the final decision. Because you're drunk now, you not remember anything, I don't know, whatever they feel, maybe if something helping that moment, then drinking, then big problem, addictions, alcoholism, all kind of drugs and all kind of other extra problem now, extra problems. That's, so therefore, when your mind is calmed down, just look at your, whatever you are paying inside there. You may have some memory, very bad memory, it bothers you. You may have some feel guilty, you're something turned bad. Whatever you deep of your heart, what you're holding, recognize them. All of this pain, very light to very deep pain, recognize them. And what you're doing is, you're visualizing this pain form of smoke, right, in your heart. It's the middle of your body, right? Smoke. Then when you exhale, take a deep breath. When you exhale, release them. Let them go, right? Even doing like these things, definitely it helps, to cleansing. It's called self-cleansing meditation. Cleansing some kind of your mental pains. So today, we'll do this type of meditation, right? So now when we're doing this meditation, we usually teach external physical meditation posture. Usually there are 7 postures, right? Among these 7 postures, most important posture is keep your spine very straight. That's the most important posture. But straight spine doesn't mean hold your body like straight like that. That doesn't mean that. Rest of the body, relax. Just rest, relax. Just only spine straight, and the rest of the body remain relax, and rest there. Right? That's the main posture among the 7. And then it is good, when we meditate, what you call the eye. First, when you start the meditation, first your eye not closed completely, not open. It just closed slightly. Just see some light without seeing real objects, and look tip of your nose. After a few seconds, when your mind is going on the meditation, on focus. Then some of you may the eye open, some of them people may the eye closed. That doesn't matter. First when you start it, right? So go in that way. Then after a few seconds, either close or either open, it doesn't matter. So then also we usually touch our tongue, behind the upper teeth, and a little touch like that helps to breathing through your nose, because during the meditation we actually breathe through the nose, right? It's breathing through the nose is breath comes much longer, deeper way. So that's why the tongue we touch there, and also helps to reduce salivas and thirsty and many other things they say. So these are few kind of the physical posture wants to share. So then what I'm going to do is, first when you start the meditation, I'm going to use this singing bowl, right? As soon as when you hear the sound of the singing bowl, your mind is fully concentrate on the sound, right? After sound completely disappeared, just for a few seconds, keep your mind just like a space, like empty, not engaged to any external objects, just like a space for a few seconds. Then I will guide the number, right? I mentioned earlier when I told, say here, 15th. Then you each second you mental count it backward, 14, 13, all the way to the 0, right? That's how we start this meditation. Okay, now ready, right? When the sound disappeared, just keep your mind like a space. Don't engage to any objects. Now you should focus on the number, recite mental recitation, the number backward from 15th each second. Go backward. Okay, now a few seconds, keep your mind relaxed. Your body and mind keep rest. Now we'll start from number 20. Okay, stay for a few seconds, relax, Rest your mind and your body. Now we'll start from 25. Okay, now take a few seconds rest. Give your mind rest, your body also rest, relax. Now slowly your mind should focus on your upper part of your head. Just fully aware, mindful, upper part of your head. And the back of your head. Focus on your face. Just aware, mindful, fully concentrate on your face. And your necks. Slowly aware your shoulders. Then upper part of your back. Make sure your mind is fully aware, mindful. And your chest. Then look in your stomachs. and lower part of your back. Then the upper part of your legs. Then lower part of your legs from knee to toes. Now you should look your mind from whole your body, from head to toes. Just be aware that, just mindful from your whole body. Make sure your mind is on your body. It's not out there. So you should be fully aware your body from head to toe. So if you have any sensation, any part of your body you feel, should be fully aware that. Any part of your body, you feel any sensation, just be concentrated, aware that. you should focus on your breath. So when you inhale, you should just aware you are inhaling. Same when you exhale. So keep your mind on present moment of your breath. Inhaling with the mindful, exhaling with the mindful. Any destructive thought arises, immediately recognize that and don't stop them, just leave them there, but bring your mind on your breath. Just fully aware, mindful when you inhale, same when you exhale. Make sure you are fully aware, present moment of your breath. Just keep your mind remain on present moment of your breath. So when your mind is really calmed down, now you should look in your own mind and recognize if you have any depressions, any type of stress or fears, worries, or loneliness, anxiety, kind of any mental issues, the pain you have, should recognize them. Don't ignore, don't neglecting them, just show your face and recognize. Some of those pains may be there for a very long time. Some of those mental pain, therefore temporary. Some of them may be very heavy, deep. Some of them just light, but quite oftenly feel. But recognize all of them. But all of those mental pains you have right now are changeable, curable. So you don't need to feel hopeless. So encourage oneself, it is changeable. The nature of your mind is really pure. These are just temporary there. So build your inner strength, courage. I will going to change them, reduce them. It is just therefore temporary. Through that, all of those mental pains and suffering you have right now, or bad memories, or guilty feeling, whatever you have, visualize them or manifest as a form of smoke in your heart or middle of your body. All of them transform into the smoke in your heart. Then when you exhale, you should release those smokes with your breath. Take a deep breath and release them. Take a deep breath and release them. Take a deep breath and release them. Still, if you feel still those pains, visualize them as a form of smoke. And when you exhale, each time you should release with your breath. Purify them, clean them. Each time when you exhale, purify them. Finally, you should visualize all of those pains and sufferings are completely purified. Now your minds remain very pure, that clean mind. And feel that calmness of your mind. Feel the joy, pleasure of that pure mind. Just remain on that pleasure. Okay, so this is the basic meditation, and also at the end of the meditation we do small self-cleansing meditation. These are quite useful, living in a very stressful life. When you have something issue in your job or whatever, it disturbs your mind. Maybe you have very stress or anxiety or whatever feeling arises. do this meditation before you go to the bed, right? Just clean them. Or when you come back from your office, before you talk with your children or your family members, just stay in one quiet place in your yard or wherever, right? And just clean that, whatever emotions, the feeling you have right now. Just do this small breathing meditation, visualize as a form of smoke, just clean them. It definitely is going to be lighter and lighter, and when you do like this quite oftenly, when you become very familiar with this kind of meditation, definitely suppress it, release many your mental kind of the pains and suffering will change. Otherwise, you keep holding this. The next day you go up back again, work is becoming more, and you layers, you put it, and one day it's explosion, and that's not good. And in also remain every day some kind of mental pains for a long time. For the slowly its effect your life become very short temper, easily become angry. Even small things going wrong, it makes you irritated. You become really angry person. Reason is, even this thing is not big deal, but the person become easily angry, means because the deep of their heart, there's remain this mental unhappiness, pain belong in there. So one of the great Indian great master called Shantideva, 8th century, is the scholar, and he says mental unhappiness is the fuel of your anger. So when your mind is not happy down there, then there's a chance you become angry now, soon. So that's why the holding those pain, stress, long. So then deep of your heart is not happy. So unhappiness will remain long term with the unhappy. That person become easily short temper. Then too much argument, too much fighting within the family, everywhere. So eventually, slowly can create the family problems, and then ended up with the loneliness. That's how it is. The anger finally put you into alone. You put in your corner there. You can destroy everything. So therefore, this kind of meditation, of course, it just do this meditation is not going to change anger, but at least it's something little change your mental, stress or fear, like mental unhappiness. So therefore, this basic meditation with self-cleansing meditations are quite useful, but never expect, I just meditate 1 minute, my problem change. Of course not. It's not like alcohol you drink and you're drunk and it's gone. It's not like that. It's the mental thing. It takes a time. But when they change from deeper level, very stable, completely changing. But these changing, it takes a time, so you have to put effort, patience, constantly, right? So at least 5 minutes a day, every evening when you come back, you do this kind of meditation, definitely it changes your life. When you become less, angry person, more smiling, more nicer, you can see the families become much more happier. Family doesn't mean I bring more money, now my families become much happier. That's doubt. It's possible, it may be not. But more calm mind, less anger, more loving, more compassionate, definitely families become much happier family. So, sometimes as every family members, they think I'm working very hard for sake of my family, right? But sometimes they do not know that happiness is not just only by money. It's also your day-to-day, your behavior, your mindset. That change huge. So therefore, sometimes you're working very hard to bring things to your family, but you do not know your short temper, your behavior, your anger, and that's ruining your family completely. As parents and their children ended up with like an enemy each other, right? So as soon as come back to the home, then there's like a drama started in the family. That's unfortunate. So those, because of the mental things. So this meditation, when you do it, when you try to use, at least helps you becoming more aware what your mind is doing now, what you feel. Not only looking out there, you look inside there, right? Internalize. So these meditations are the basic, it's just first step to start to change oneself. First, start it from inside there, right? Then next, we're going to do self-compassion meditation. It's more powerful, more effective, more difficult, and need to be more smarter, right? And then next, compassion to others. Of course, it's more difficult, but it's more powerful. So that's how each week we step. So this week to till next week, at least every day, 5 minutes if you do this basic meditation. Then next, when you do self-compassion meditation, it's a little bit easier. Your mind is fully disciplined there. It's much easier to concentrate, right? So finally, purpose of this meditation is, try to change your mind and your behavior. We are not telling you to change your job and to change your house or something. Just simple. Change this mind. Changing your mind, you're not going to lose anything. And you don't need to spend any money. It's very cheap. Just do it, right? It's a very simple thing. Just do it. But our laziness is not doing these things. So therefore, if you do it, it's become like your routine. It really change. When you change, your children will be changed, right? They learn from their parents. So therefore, purpose of this meditation is something becoming awareness, like aware oneself, and through that just expect oneself to change, not expecting my husband should change, my wife should be changed, my children should be changed, my boss should be changed, government should be changed, society may be changed. That expectation sometimes is not going to work, and ended up too much expectation. What's come? You're frustrating. You become very, what you call sensitive. Sensitive. When you're driving, oh, this got going, this what's going, looks like you are the owner of this road. You're just complaining to everybody. Ended up that mindset. You're always thinking somebody change this. That's, if this possible, of course we can think and do it, but your thinking is not going to change. What you can do, you can change yourself. You can do it. So why not something you can do it, then start from there? It's less frustration, more effective. It's more beneficial. Something not going to work, then you're thinking this again. But it's not going to work, but you're still thinking. And the result of that, you're frustrating. You're angry always. That's the result. So therefore, have to be very smart in psychology, mental smart. What is possible you can do, right? I can change myself. So in my home, we have so much drama. So I'm not expect my wife or husband change. I should change myself. So I take it out my hand back. Though she or he, whatever they put hands there, if I don't show my hand, there's no clap, right? It's just air there. So it's just, at least there's something helps. It's changed something. If I show my hand there, then it makes clap each time, right? So just simple thing, So these basic meditations, my point is to learn something yourself to change, not expect to something else. That's kind of philosophy when you start it. Then you have less expectation. Less expectation has a less mental problem. Too much high expectation, too much problem. Sometimes our problem created by our expectation, too much high expectation. So if you're understanding the reality, like a Buddhist we call samsara, the samsara, suffering of cycle existence. We're born into samsara. We are born into mundane drama realms. We are not into pure land or heaven, right? If you're born into heaven, of course, if there's some problem, you can complain. Of course, have to be everything perfect, right? That's pure land, or that's the heaven. But you are not there. We are in samsara. Of course, they always have drama. They always a problem. Wants to go there, everybody go this way. You want to go there, they go this way. That's how the realms we born in. So you already had that expectation. Then people go this way, you accept it. Okay, that's how it is. So it's not mentally, you're not agree, but it's not mentally hurts you because you already know they will go this way, they will do this way. So that even mentally, it can huge helps to control your own emotions. So most of our stress, fear, these things, is our expectation is too high. It's not relevant in the reality world. So when your expectations are beyond the reality, then you never ever become a happy person, right? So therefore, we should set up expectation based on where you are. What is the thing's reality? Then less issues, less problems. So there are many problems you can deal with your mentally. How should you look at it? This situation, you look from this angle or you look from that angle, right? If you look from different angle, different feeling. So these all telling us it's your mindset. It's changing from your side. You should try to change the angle where you're looking from, right? So these are the purpose of this basic meditation. Okay, thank you.